Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance, and this is a GW Panther. It's the Tier 7 German SPG, and we're located on the south spawn of Cliff, and it's being commanded by Talon 1958, but I think you can see it's Dracula! Yes, the fangs are out! Another of Rusty's beautiful creations. It's Count Dracula with his cape around his head, the turret that turns, and the jaws on the front and the big eyes looking at you. Yes, I'm afraid it's the Count himself. And rather unusually, Talon's heading up onto the cliff. He's actually going well away from the cap area, which is very unusual. So I'll be very interested to see how he gets on in this battle. Okay, now this is a very unusual firing position. It'll probably give him some very good oh, you can see those Arty rounds going out. Okay, it'll probably give him some good angles on the enemy. Now let's have a look and see what he's going to hit. Okay, well, he's found an enemy Arty straight away. It's an M12 Tier 7 American Arty, and he's over on the other side of the map, and it looks like he's going for a firing position over here. Round out. Oh, well, I suspect that probably was near where the enemy was. And that T-34 is in grave danger. He's not in grave danger of being hit by an Arty shell, but he's also likely to fall off that cliff if he's not careful. It certainly looked like he was stunned by that shell. Okay, he's dialed in, round out. And another round goes in, and I think Talon's round actually struck the target. I'm pretty certain it did. But in the meantime, we have got an enemy, a T-54 lightweight, trying to climb up on top of the hill that leads to the White Lighthouse, and he's looking for another target. And I think the other Arty will probably be in that bush, but there's a Type 4 heavy, and he can hit that, dialing in the aim. Realigning, round out, and a direct hit for 260 hit points, and a nice stun as well. Now he's got a fairly long reload. And it looks like that lightweight is pushing to try and get up on top of the cliff. Of course, there is a T-71 already up there. And a Scorpion. I think it was the T-71. Yes, it is. And he's opposing, and unfortunately the T-71's been lost. And the T-54 is now able to spot from the top of the cliff. And if he's going to go... Oh, he takes out that RU-251 as well by diving on top of him. But Talon can fire around it. And he does! And he hits him for 331. That was a really good hit. So immediate payback on that T-54 lightweight. And he's stunned. And I think he's trapped. I don't think he can move out of there. And he is finally taken out by the M12. Yeah, he paid for it. He went up to a position. Now, I'm pretty certain that M12 we saw... oh, there he is! We know where he is now. We saw his tracer. Round out. And I'm pretty sure that would have splashed the M12. Now, he doesn't have to relocate much, but there is a T-92 up there. That's American Light Tank, Tier 8. This is a Tier 9 game. No, looks like that heavy tank slid down the cliff into the water and drowned. We've got an Evan guarding that way, and he's not going to last long. The T-Oni comes around the corner, and that round goes in, but unfortunately it didn't connect. So the Evan needs to get out of there quick, otherwise he is going to be in a whole world of trouble. He quickly goes round. I think he's going to troll that Oni now, because he's below the gun depression of that Oni, and the Oni can do virtually nothing to stop the Evan from killing him. Now there was an enemy there, a Sturamil. Yes, and he's been hit. 296 hit points. Good strike. He's in a position, whereas if you're in the normal Arty positions, you wouldn't be able to touch that Stura Mill, but you can certainly hit him from here. So actually, this position, although exposed to the hill, can actually work out quite good. Now, the T-92 made it up on top of the hill, and there he is. And he's been taken out by the GW Tiger P. And we've got a Spic now, just the other side. Okay, T-25-2, that's an American tank destroyer. 2 Arty rounds went in there simultaneously. It looks like both of, or one of the, 2 of the Arty members were focusing on them. Now, Talon's moving behind that rock. That's using that for cover. There is a Reveillerise, or Ravioli as Jingles calls it. And there's the M12, and look, he's missing a load of hit points, and I think that's down to Talon. He did fire a round in, another round goes in, and he splashed with 141. That was a really good shot. And he's killed by the next shot, which comes in from the GW Tiger P. So, 10-5 is the score, so they've got an overwhelming advantage now. And that Ravioli is trapped. He's stuck behind that house, and Arty rounds are coming in left, right, and centre. He's lost 192 to Talon. We've got that Spic sitting up on top of the hill, but he's being hit as well. This is looking very bad for the enemy. I think Talon's trying to get a solution on that Spic, but he can't because he's got a red line. But he can get that Su-14-2, the score boss, and he is actually taken out by the M12. Okay, he was spotted there, so he needs to pull back, and I think he was spotted by the Spic. Oh no, it's the T-25-2, so he has to get out of there quick, because otherwise he will be toast. Okay, he's going down the hill. He has been seen. It's only the T-25-2 that's left now, but for some reason he can still see Talon, and that's because he's on the near side of the hill. And I think the others have now noticed that, and they're going to deal with him. Talon's heading for the West Passage. Best place for him to go at the moment. He can still shoot back up at that T-25-2, but he doesn't need to because he's just been taken out and the game is over. And the recorded win rate for that battle was 1,207. But I think he actually did get a higher score because after all, he did get a hit on the M12, which we didn't actually see. So, it was a second-class tanker for Talon 1958 in the GW Panther. He also picked up a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. He got 7. And he got a Confederate for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else in his team. At least 6 tanks subsequently taken out by other team members. And you can see them there. Let's have a look at the team scores. Well, he got the third highest damage, 1,548 hit points of damage altogether. And I think we've just flicked back to that page. Did he get a hit on the M12? Well, yes, we know he got 1 hit. And it's saying here 141 hit points. So maybe it wasn't him who hit the M12 the first time, but he certainly hit it the second time. So let's have a look at the rest of the scores. Well, he didn't get any kills, unfortunately, puts him well down the table there. But he did get 807 base XP, and that puts him third on the table again. And just look at the GW Tiger P, who also took second place, and was also fairly high on damage. And of course, there's also the M12. So all 3 Arty were at the top of the table. Big surprise. Well, they were very, very active during that battle. They were working as a team. And if we look at the detail report, well, Talon fired 11 rounds, got 4 direct hits, 4 penetrations, and 3 splash. Did damage of 1,548 hit points, all at more than 300 meters. He did receive 1 hit, and it was a penetration. It was from the T-25-2. He damaged 6 of the enemy, but he didn't get any kills, but he did do damage assistance of 287 hit points and stun assistance of 852 off 7 stuns. On a premium account, he earned 38,414 credits, and he got 10,000 credits for the personal missions payout, and after repair and ammunition resupply, he still had 33,793 credits spare, and that's a good total. he received 1,211 XP, and on top of that, the personal missions payout of 606, bringing his total to 1,817 experience points altogether. So, good demonstration of a new firing position, and thanks very much for showing that one to us, Tyler. I think actually it's quite an interesting position because it allows you to shoot into some places you can't hit from the conventional positions, specifically that position where the Stura Mill was hiding behind the cliff around the corner. From up on top of that cliff, you could actually fire down into there very nicely indeed. So, if you enjoyed this replay, please give it a like and do subscribe to our channel, and hopefully it'll be your replay that will be featuring in the next video.